Hey, my name's Amal. Coming up on today's news break. Brisbane goes into lockdown, some drama in the dying minutes of sport, and the clock lovers race against time. But before we go any further, don't forget to hit subscribe. First up, if you're in Brisbane, get ready to stay there. Well, for 3 days at least. As of 5 p.m. today, the Greater Brisbane area is going into a hard 3-day lockdown after 4 new cases of community transmission were announced. Here's Kale.
Yep, it's happening again. The lockdown comes after 1 case of community transmission on Thursday has blown out to a cluster of 7. And for kids like Jared, it's the lockdown news they've been expecting.
Well, I actually just discovered it a few hours ago. I was kind of getting ready for it anyway, because we already knew about the cases.
The lockdown will affect the Greater Brisbane area, including anyone who's been there since the 20th of March. Masks will also now be mandatory, and schools will close from tomorrow.
I'm kind of sad because it's the last 3 days of school left, and I haven't got any of my textbook back, and all my results. So it's going to be hard for me. Yeah.
It's a stitch up then.
Yeah.
It also means Thursday's footy match between Brisbane and Collingwood will now be moved to Melbourne, which is big news for footy fans.
I think I lost interest in footy. Sorry.
Yeah, clearly it's smaller news for others. Many people hope the lockdown doesn't last longer than 3 days. And for Jared, well, it could be a nice break.
It's like a break from society, I guess. Everyone around me seems a bit stressed, so I guess it's a relief. And since exams are over, it's the best time to relieve stress in a way.
Remember that massive ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal last week? Well, it's one step closer to finally being free. Since last Tuesday, the whopping 400-metre-long ship has been blocking one of the world's most important delivery routes. It's used to carry cargo between Asia and Europe, valued at more than $11 billion a day. Now, a team of tugboats has finally been able to refloat the ship, which had become stuck in shallow water. But officials say it might still be a while longer before the boat's completely freed up and on its way home. It all came down to the wire in sport over the weekend, with plenty of drama in the dying minutes of big games. Here's Joe.
The Adelaide Crows are flying high after winning this year's AFLW Minor Premiership. They comfortably beat the Pies at home to finish the season top of the table. But it could have gone very differently. Brisbane missed this kick after the siren in their game against Melbourne, which would have seen the Lions grab the top spot. Both Adelaide and Brizzy will get a week off now, as the final series kicks off in Melbourne. There was plenty of weekend drama for the Brisbane men's team too. With just seconds to go in their match against Geelong and the team down by 2 points, the umpires seemed to miss one of Geelong's players getting caught holding the ball, which would have given Brizzy an easy shot at goal to win the game.
Boy, oh boy, goodness gracious me, JB, I think they missed it.
A lot of people weren't happy, and the day after, the umpire's boss admitted they got it wrong. And how's this for a game-winning save in the dying minutes?
Incredible save from Gauchi.
Adelaide United's keeper pulled off a stunning save to help his team hold on to a 1-0 win against Sydney.
Well, when they do the Saves of the Season award, this will be right up there.
And now we're just in time for our next segment, Time for a Change. Time for a Change is the main message being pushed by Earth Hour organisers. A bunch of famous landmarks and cities all over the world switched off their lights for an hour over the weekend. The yearly event is all about promoting environmentally friendly behaviour and the importance of cutting down energy use and light pollution. Time for a change of clothes for these people celebrating Holi. The Hindi festival marks the arrival of spring and the triumph of good over evil. It's a day of love, forgiveness, colour, and I'm guessing a lot of washing the next day. Things were a little bit different this year because of COVID restrictions, but it didn't stop these people having a great time. And more than anyone, this clock collector in Germany knows when it's time for a change. I'm not winding you up. He's been racing to put forward all 365 of his clocks before daylight saving time kicks off in Europe. As you can imagine, he'll have to work around the clock. Lucky for Thompson, clocks are what make him tick, and we all know time flies when you're having fun. And Looks like it's time to go. Thanks for joining us, but before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you again tomorrow.